This video is going to be about masks. Okay, I'm living in a place where they've just had another case, so everyone's got of COVID, so everyone's just gone off their head and is panicking. Right, I've just been to shops. It's like a ghost town. Loads of people wearing masks, and what I want to share about masks is, okay, I'm not a doctor. And I'm not going to go down, although there's so many doctors that are coming out and proving that the masks lower your oxygen intake and things like that. But let's just leave that aside for a minute. And let's just look at common sense, okay? Common sense. Have you ever wore a mask when you were a kid? A Spider-Man mask, or, a Halloween mask? Or a mask for work? Have you ever wore a mask for a period of time, even like 5 minutes? And smelt the mask? They stink, okay? They stink. And the reason they stink is because between your teeth is some of the most dirtiest bacteria in the whole body. The tongue is one of the biggest detoxifying organs of the body, okay? So this is why of a morning, you have a bad taste in your mouth, you have bad breath, okay? And this is why Ayurvedics and like traditional Chinese medicine and things like that, they oil pull, okay? What oil pulls out toxins, okay? So you get an olive oil or a coconut oil, you hold it in your mouth for 15 minutes of a morning, beautiful, swill it round your mouth, pulls all of these toxins that the body's trying to get out, and then you spit it out, okay? Another one is tongue scraping. You get that fur off your tongue. Now, the more unhealthy you are, the more fur you're going to have on your tongue, the more toxicity the body is trying to get out, okay? So when you're breathing, if you are genuinely concerned of anything, just breathe through your nose. The nose releases nitric oxide and purifies the air. So, but what I'm saying is, people are wearing these masks. They must stink, okay? You've got an enclosed mask like that is not going to do anything to stop what you think it's doing. But what it's doing is, it's full of chemicals anyway, because they're made in these mad factories in Bangladesh or China that are just full of chemicals. And as soon as the moisture from your breath goes into the mask, they release more chemicals. And plus, what your body's trying to expel through your mouth, all that bacteria is being caught there and you're breathing it back in. As a kid, you're always told that if you breathed into a paper bag and the bag expands it like this, you'll go dizzy and pass out. You don't ever do that. You don't ever do that. When you have a newborn baby and they're in the cot, you've got to keep the cot open. You can't cover the cot over, because the baby's going to start breathing in dirty air. So doesn't common sense, guys? I do like what Charlie Freak said. Charlie Freak said, God, whatever you want to call it, the creator, the unified field, the grand intelligence, the information, the intelligence behind life didn't make feeble beings, okay? He made perfect, intelligent, sacred beings, right? And that's what we are, and that's what we need to become, because for anything to work, we need to be in fear. So I tell you what's just happened. We went to the shops, and randomly, I don't even know, he's never really spoke about this before. My son turns around, who's 10, and he said, Dad, I watched this cartoon the other day when we house-sitted for a friend because we don't have a telly. And they spoke about a zombie apocalypse, okay? And he said, what's a zombie apocalypse? And I turned around to him and I said, mate, look at this. I said, look around. And please don't be offended by this, because this is how the elites, this is how they see it, okay? Don't blame me for this. I said, look around. I said, what do you see? He said, Dad, I see people with rubber gloves on, masks on, and sanitizing their hands and keeping away from each other. I said, that's the zombie apocalypse. And he said, but Dad, as in this cartoon, it said a zombie, get on it, As what makes a zombie is they have no brain. That's what he said to me. I said, Sunshine, the way the elites see it, the way they see it is, you're the zombie. You can't think for yourself. You don't have a brain. So do as you're told. Walk around killing all the healthy bacteria on your hands. That's the first layer of your immune system. Stop the oxygen intake. Lower your immune system. Breathe in dirty air, right? Because we're telling you what to do. They laugh at us, and it's heartbreaking. Because I'm watching beautiful people. I stood in the queue. This woman who was about 75, struggling to walk, overweight, rubber gloves on, mask on, bloodshot eyes, right? Really struggling. I'm thinking to myself, breathe. You can't breathe. I'm standing behind her. I'm probably a meter away from her. She turns around, she goes, stand on your dot. Now, luckily enough, I looked down, I was standing on a dot. I said, I'm actually on a dot, love, because I was chanting for her. I was saying, Ami Tofu, please help. I hope the best outcome for this woman, you know what I mean? She turns around, she goes, stand on your dot. I said, excuse me, love, I'm on a dot. She turned around, she went, that's my dot. And I was like, oh, come on. So I said, okay, no problem. I stepped back, and it's heartbreaking. I'm not saying this because I want to sound right, or it's heartbreaking. Humanity, get off your knees. Breathe. Breathe. We can go longer without food. We can go less without water. We can't go long without air. This is what this whole George Floyd thing was. I can't breathe. People have got masks on with I can't breathe. It's subliminal programming. Stop breathing. You can't breathe. We're cutting off your air supply, so your immune system's low. You're afraid of something that, I typed into Google, COVID cases, 11,000 cases in Australia, 118 deaths. That's a better success rate than the flu. I'm watching people queue up, to keeping their distance, queuing up to get tested to see if they've got it, and they feel all right. Humanity, get off your knees. The elites see us as dumbed down, hold a different genetics. It's where the royal families and all that come from. Okay, they believe they're not our DNA. We're a different species to them. We are just to be farmed. Okay, and we are dumb, docile, whatever, dumbed down zombies. Now, why am I sharing this? Because look at what we're bombarded with. We're bombarded with incoherent frequencies, poisons in the air, poisons in the food, glyphosate in the food, fluoride in the water, and we're still going. We are designed to live a lot longer. We are designed in nature to be intelligent, strong, compassionate species. We're born compassionate. You look at kids. Kids will look after animals. We are naturally compassionate. Someone's in trouble, we'll help out. We need to realize who we are. Stop being controlled. Turn off your news. Stop feeling afraid. Be empowered, right? Be empowered to save others. When you have a mindset, a heart set, that I'm here to help others and I'm detached from life, you are no longer controlled. You are freed, and you are aligning with the universal process, guys. Make a commitment to help people. You with me? Be an example. Doesn't mean you start calling people sheeple, calling people this. That's another divide. I'm not into that. Just be compassionate. But I'm calling anybody. If you know anyone, instead of just attacking me and saying, you're not a fucking doctor, doctors know these masks are great. Well, maybe some of them are saying it, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of doctors out there who are saying no. who have got a lot of expertise, and I'm not going down that road. I'm just coming from common sense. Wear a mask all day and you tell me how you feel. And then the next day put your mask down and just breathe deeply all day and tell me how you feel. It will be a night and day difference. We're in a beautiful time here. I'm telling you, people are waking up, and I don't even like using that term as like the woke, because people are attaching to that label. I'm not into that. But what I mean is, when I say people are waking up, is just remember there's always a greater good. 9/11 was terrible. It started the biggest peace movement and truth movement of our time, of our known history. Okay, since coronavirus come in, people who would eat shit and eat rubbish foods and didn't know about health are now aware of the immune system. Now they're bringing in the second wave, which I predicted, by the way. Okay, and this is not like I'm right. This is me just saying, if I can predict it, it means I can see where it's going. I see what they're trying to do. And once you open your eyes to it, you can predict it. You know what's going to happen. So the second wave's coming in. It's good, because there's a lot more people saying, hang on a minute, this stinks. This isn't right. You know what I mean? It's pushing us. We're actually dividing first. We're definitely dividing, but it's pushing us to come together. I love you all. Anything I share is from the heart. It's not pointing fingers. It's not wanting more divide. It's for people to understand that you are special. You are powerful. You are sacred. And together we can do anything if we unite. I love you all. I wish you all the best. Take care.